Recently, the Association of Southeast Town Unions are said to petition the United Nations and President Donald Trump of the United States of America over the level of insecurity in Igbo land and the influx of people from the northern parts of the country at a time the nation had banned interstate movement and coffee put in place. The association raised the alarm that Igbo land was under siege. In this interview, the President General of ASETU, Chief Emeka Diwe, speaks on the reasons for the petition. Your association, ASETU, recently petitioned the United Nations and President Trump of the United States of America. What prompted this action? And he said, every genuine Igbo person knows that what the town union stands for. It is inseparable from the people. It is the closest administrative unit to the people at the grassroots, covering every square kilometer of Igbo land and directly feels the heartbeat of the people across all social, political, economic, and demographic cleavages. Because the unions operate from the grassroots, they know virtually every member of the community. When strange faces enter the community, they know and monitor them. So in the wake of COVID-19 lockdown and ban on interstate travels, we noticed a large number of youth of northern Nigeria extraction coming down in the southeast and making their way into the various villages. We were alarmed. What was their mission? Our inquiries showed that they were entering every part of Igbo land. We became suspicious, more so coming at a time the federal government had placed coffee and state governments banned interstate movements. We were curious. For us, the strange movements portend grave danger. As I am talking now, our land is under siege. In the middle of the night, strangers, mostly from the northern parts of the country, were moved into our region in a coordinated manner. Other, once they moved in, they would take refuge in various locations, notably forests, and never to be seen again. This is worrisome. So there was urgent need to raise the alarm, the alert to alert the world before it was too late. Again, recall that it was during the period of Ramadan. Therefore, it was bizarre and irreconcilable for northerners who are mostly Muslims to move in droves to our land during the Ramadan period. And very strange too, why would those movements happen in the night even when there was a dusk to dawn coffee throughout the country? As grassroots leaders, we understand very well the migration patterns of the northerners here to the east. Experience has shown that those who are here usually travel back to the north during the elections and their festivals, like the Ramadan, not the other way around. Then it was Ramadan season, which usually took them home, yet they were naturally moving into the east in their numbers. It was suspicious, and any cause that could have prompted them in defiance to Ramadan to move into our land must be very serious. We could not explain the unbridled incursion into Igbo land when our land boundaries are suspectedly short. We are certainly not safe in the southeast anymore. Far beyond the health crisis, we are more fundamentally worried about the mission of these young men and who their sponsors are. Why did they arrive during the dusk to dawn coffee? What explains the silence and docility of the law enforcement agencies in the face of this anomaly? How did they beat all the security checkpoints from the north to the east? Where were they taken upon arrival? Who prepared the ground for their arrival? Why are they usually healthy and able-bodied young men? Indeed, there were many questions to ask. So since this was about internal security, why involve the international community? He said, we did this because we have been left to our fate ever since we began to lament and plead for the Nigerian authorities to come to our help in the hands of the bloodthirsty herdsmen terrorizing Arura people our rural people. Nothing has happened. Who has responded to us? Are we supposed to keep silent and perish? Is it better to take the laws into our lands, into our hands? This is an existential issue of life and death we have. We have exhausted all internal channels. The marginalization we face in Nigeria is of a kind that has never been seen anywhere else in the world. The three arms of the federal government, namely executive, legislature, and judiciary, are all headed by just one ethnic group. All the boss and headed are headed by them. Oil is in our land, yet almost all the oil blocks are owned by them. In our land today, there is scarcely any. Significantly, federal projects or ports in our land have been shut down. Almost all the heads of the security agencies are from this same ethnic group. Every position that is strategic to life and death is in their hands. In short, they have taken everything from us, and now our lives are no more guaranteed. For all of this, we have raised more than proportionate internal concerns, yet nothing happens to address those issues internally. Our people have died enough. We cried out when Ozutem community in Bende area of Abia State was invaded and attacked by the Esme, but nobody did anything. People were slaughtered and property destroyed. A month later, another community in the same Abia State, Ndiokere, Ndiokereke Abam in Aruchuku Council, was equally attacked by the Hesme. Nothing was done. In early hours of April 6, 2019, the Hesme attacked farmers' settlements in Anambra West area of Anambra State. They set the farmhouses ablaze, killed the men and raped the women they captured. The, yet nobody came to our rescue. Can we keep beating about the bush while our people are being taken to slaughterhouses day after day? What about the dastardly attack on Umuwa Igbo community in Okigwe Council area of Imo State? It started since 2015. A year and 3 months old baby of the family of Mr. Edwin Okore was kidnapped by these S-men. In 2016, the community again witnessed another disappearance of a young man, Ikene Odemana. He was aged 50 years. In all these cases, we cried to high heavens, petitioned here and there, and complained everywhere, yet the authorities never cared. But the police said they were investigating the cases. He said, investigating what? That was a ruse to douse tension. Nothing has ever been done in reality. In Enugu, on June 14, 2019, the same Esme attacked a commercial bus carrying traders, mainly women returning from the markets along Agbani Ugbaka Road in Nkana East Council area, and abducted three young women after they had robbed the traders. The internal outcry over these atrocities has become deafening. This Esme also butchered a whole family and a Catholic seminarian on apostolic work in Nkano. The story is the same in Ebonyi and Imo State, where Esme have unleashed terror in Oguta, Ohaji, Egbema and Olu, as well as other parts of Igbo land. Even the international community has rated this Esme as the fourth deadliest terror group in the world, yet the Nigerian authorities have kept mum. Despite these atrocities acts, the authorities have looked the other way, maybe to create a scenario that would elicit retaliation from us, so they would criminalize and annihilate us and exonerate our predators. So we felt it was safer to raise an early alarm to the international community. Remember that Nigeria is a signatory to a number of international treaties, charters, protocols, and conventions on human rights. When citizens of Nigeria are slaughtered in cold blood and the authorities look the other way, it is a violation of those charters. For almost a decade, our people have endured the agony of murder, rape, and molestation in hands of Fulani Hesme, a minority group that appears to be scared to be sacred cows because they control all states. Apparatus to unleash violence on us are people at the grassroots whose livelihoods depends almost entirely on their farmlands have had those farms ravaged by the herdsmen and their cattle. As I speak to you, there is hardly a single herdsman standing trial anywhere in Nigeria for these killings and atrocious acts. You can imagine. Hardly can you find one in detention or even one being prosecuted. Our people now feel their lives do not matter anymore. This is what keeps fanning the embers of secession in the youth. Today in Nigeria, the ethnic group controls all the arms of government, security establishments, and the rest. Where is the much touted federal character principle? How can a multi-ethnic formation like Nigeria sustain this level of insensitivity as elders and leaders of these vulnerable people at the grassroots? If we keep quiet, it is a stain on our collective conscience. In any case, the two chambers of the National Assembly have been written in respect of our petition on these ugly developments. All we care about is the peace and security of our people. That is the least they deserve. Our people have been at the tearful side of Nigeria's history since independence. Yeah, this is the country our forebears fought with all they had to build. The undying spirit of the Igbo man is the life of Nigeria, and the injustice against Igbo underscores everything that is wrong with Nigeria. Mm. Well, with all these things that have happened, all these things that have been said by this man Diwe, as a well-meaning uh, person, human being, what do you have to say to that? Are you going to say, oh, the man was wrong, or the group was wrong by writing this group of people, this international communities? Are we going to say they are wrong in the first place? Because it's really disheartening, it's so pathetic, it's so unfortunate that this kind of a thing have been happening. And you know, the funniest thing is that, of course, those are the things we've been talking about. The authorities always look at the other side. And also, we have a lower and upper chamber. They don't even talk about it. They don't talk about it. And again, we need to bring it down again. What is the state government, all the state government in this southeast, what have they even done in the first place? And again, if we talk about that, then what have this lower and upper chamber, those elected as senators and House of Reps in this zone or region, what have they done? Have they raised this thing over and over again? Because for all I can remember, when you even hear such things on the floor of the Senate, whether upper or lower chamber, it's always from some people from the northern states, some lawmakers. But of course, it's happening over there. Or they can do whatever they want to do. But in the southeast, what as the lawmakers, what have they done? Because if we are blaming the top, what about the people who are representing them at the center? What have they done? Because we've not heard so much complaint from them. We have not heard so much complaint from them. And if we are mostly the government at all levels, at other level, because if those ones who were complaining that they are marginalizing the people, what of the people who are representing the so-called southeast? What is their own reason for not even saying anything? Because we have a different groups that are talking, that are crying here and there. What about the representatives of the people from the southeast? What have they done? And again, to crown it all, the governors in those zone, what have they done? What is the problem? Are they from the other ethnic group? Those are the questions we really need to ask. Well, if all those ones have failed, because this man and his group that have written to the international community, they will not wait for them, because since they have told them they didn't want to do anything, what do you expect the people to do? They just have to do what they have to do. Whosoever that can come to their aid. At times, you might not even know who you are even telling, whether the person is going to help you. But because you are handicapped, you just have to say it. Who knows who will come to your rescues? And just like you said that Nigeria has treaties with all these international communities, whether they will be able to sanction them. Because since they've cried enough, they have evidence of relating this issue to all the governments at all levels, and nothing is being done. Are you going to blame them? It's just so pathetic and very, very unfortunate that this kind of a thing is happening. So, guys, let's hear your opinion concerning this matter, because I'm really, really touched and not happy about it. Leave your comment below and let's have your take.